All right, Tony Talks back in the building. We're running it back. I hit my man Dakota last minute today,
Yes, sir.
and he was available. He's a busy
sir.
man. We've been chopping it up off camera, but I appreciate to have you, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Blessed as always. Trying to get some rest. You know, tomorrow I go to the G League Championship.
Yeah, shout out.
Vipers versus Delaware, so it's gonna be popping.
Where at?
In Rio Grande Valley, Edinburgh, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
South Texas.
Is it at the college?
No, it's they have
okay.
their at the Odin Arena. It's
okay.
huge.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you a video of it in a second because I filmed it. Like,
That's dope, man.
like for a G League gym, stupid big.
Really?
Because of course, Paycom does the Blue.
Yeah.
But
They used to be at the convention center, though, right?
Yeah, but this place right here is like its own.
It's like, is it like the Paycom?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but there's nothing south of there. I mean, Houston's 5 hours east of there, so
Okay.
it's like, yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to be on that trip, and then you said your schedule getting mad crazy.
Yeah, I got that. We play Tuesday. We play tomorrow, and then we go to Delaware, and then we go right back to Rio.
Oh, you travel with them the whole time?
Yeah. I'm with the
Okay.
G League. I do the G League stuff like separately. Like the G League says go, I go.
Oh, yeah. The whole league.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I do that, come back, and then Saturday, Italy, I'm gone.
That's crazy. And then what's up there?
VHS Roma, my friend Jeff Carroll. You know Jeffrey Carroll?
Yeah, basketball player. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be linking up with him.
Okay.
In Italy, so we're gonna get it popping with him.
He need to get back to the league, though.
And he's destined for the league.
Yeah,
oh
he's
man,
tough,
that's my
man.
guy, man.
And I heard
he's
he's
so
doing
tough.
numbers out there.
Bro, he's doing crazy numbers. He's goated, bro.
Man.
He's goated at Call of Duty
Yeah.
too.
Him and Lindy play together?
They played together at Oklahoma State for 1 year, I think,
year.
or maybe 2 years, I forget.
Right.
And then, of course, he went to the South Bay Lakers.
Uh-huh.
And then he went overseas.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's been crazy. I got to meet him for the first time during Skins League.
Uh-huh.
And he's the one who introduced me to Lindy. So,
Okay.
they worked out perfectly.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured you and Lindy had knew each other from that.
No, I just met Lindy, it was probably like August.
Really?
Yeah, but we just became so close.
Man.
Both Native American.
Yeah.
We're both the same tribe, so worked out
That's so
perfect.
clean.
Yeah,
And then shout out to him getting to the league, bro.
Man, that boy worked, man.
Man, he
worked
always
hard,
has.
Man, he's a humble guy, man. Grounded, very. He's a good person.
That's tough.
Of course, everybody. I always want to say everybody deserves it because when you're doing something like that, man, you're chancing everything for that.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see somebody win and get that opportunity, it's like, man, they deserve it.
Right.
And now that I work with a lot of these G League players, I'm like, man, they grind daily.
For sure.
And I'm like, man, I just wish everybody got it.
Yeah.
It's business, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And basketball's small, man. He's got to
Man,
be.
it's small.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many people that start off, and then the higher you go up, the smaller and smaller.
Right.
When you're in the league, it's...
Yeah, and luckily he got to the squad. And I went to the first game where he played, and they were playing against San Antonio.
Oh, yeah, I was there.
I was there. I was me and my wife who went, and he hit a 3 and got a dunk and stuff. And I was like, man, it brings back memories because I coached at Westmore when he was at Norman North.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they fed us buckets, of course. But he out there going crazy. But then to see him go from, he was playing semi.
Yeah,
Or,
the Enid Outlaws?
yeah. So he's
Yeah.
playing with them, and then I seen he got to the G League, and then bam, the NBA. I was like, that's mad work right there.
Yeah, man. It's a hometown hero. Everything in Oklahoma, man. That's crazy. Norman North, O State, Enid, Blue.
Yeah,
Man,
I
you
didn't
went
realize
through,
that.
You went through
Yeah.
everything you had to go through to get there, and it's God's blessing for real.
And for big facts, but yeah, man. So let's learn a little bit about you, bro. Because you said today's my first day to meet you. I follow you on social, so I see that, and I see your
Yeah,
little
for
picture you
sure.
posted, the last one on Instagram with the trophy that was.
Oh,
clean.
yeah, the G League Championship
Yeah.
trophy. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so-
I'm Dakota Wahkinney, EKA YK. I'm like a content creator, do
Okay.
visuals, videography, follow athletes, people, just kind of get their story out there and show they're doing their craft,
Right.
perfecting their craft. That's what I say, like perfect your craft.
Uh-huh.
I get to do what I love, film, and I get to film people who do what they love, and that's like the greatest part about it.
That is
and we
so
get
dope.
to share it to the world.
Yeah,
I
and you
love
can
that.
make it just beautiful, man. The way you work.
Man, yeah, man. I kind of get that idea, like when I meet a person, kind of get to feel what they like and who they are as a person, and I go off that, like off their intents and
Yeah.
how they are as a person, and then I try to put it on the camera and then try to show it to the world and how they are and stuff. So,
It's beautiful, bro. That so are you from El Reno?
no, I'm actually from Oklahoma. I mean Lawton.
Okay, from London.
So yeah, so Lawton, went Alaska, Dallas, back to Oklahoma.
Really?
Yeah, my dad was military.
Okay, so Air Force.
No, he was just military
Okay,
Army guy.
okay.
Yeah, he was we were in Anchorage, Alaska. Came back to Oklahoma for a little bit, and then went to Dallas for a few years. Came back to Oklahoma, Lawton. went to school there, and then kind of just went to the city from there. And
so then you're born and raised in Lawton?
Yeah.
And then you went to Alaska, the other places, and then you graduated from Lawton High?
Elgin. You know where Elgin's at?
Yeah, Elgin, yeah.
That's my school, man.
That's
Elgin
funny.
House, man.
I played against them when I was in high school.
Yeah, and then so like El Reno, how that worked out was I used to work at back at my tribe, and
what tribe is that?
Comanche.
Okay.
It's in Lawton, and one of their workers came to our program, met him, became super close with him. And then one day they're like, man, we're looking for like another worker. Like, would you want to come up? Yeah. And of course, I'm just like, man, like I never left like hometowns type stuff.
Right.
I went up there and loved it. Fell in love with the people. People were awesome. And of course, it's something different, but it's still the same thing, Native American based.
Right.
And then quit my jobs and went to the blanket business with my grandparents. Okay. So did the thing with my grandma, SIA, and basically was that we were learning everything together. We were just trying to figure out how business goes. You know, right. I was in social work and she worked for the government, so like nothing to do with retail.
Yeah, yeah.
And we, man, for a 6-year-old woman and a 24-year-old, like
right.
we did great together. You know? Like, she did all the paperwork, and that was her runner. You know, I mean, got the blankets, went to different events, vendoring, just everything, and we did good. And
so where's that located?
That's located in Medicine Park. You know where Medicine Park's at?
No, I don't.
It's like, you know where Lake Latonka's at?
Yeah.
It's out there.
Okay.
And so we did that for like almost 3 years, and everything was just booming, you know?
Yeah.
Something different. And COVID hit. Everything shut down, of course, so we couldn't do nothing. And then even when COVID, like things were starting to open again, you know, she's older, so she didn't want to be out in public like that. And so I didn't want to be out in the world and then come back to her and like, you know what I mean? Basically the same thing. So I kind of was just kicking it. I was doing like DoorDash, lifting, just to have something to do. I mean, I was just stuck at the crib. I lived by myself.
Okay.
And one day my old coworker that told me to go up there and work with him, he hit me up one day and was just like, hey, our daughter, she was a senior. This is a while back. She was a senior and she was pretty talented, but, you know, just didn't have the exposure. And of course, you know, when COVID opened back up, you didn't have fans yet. Did you remember that?
Yeah. When we travel, we couldn't have people in the stands, yeah.
So when we did that, I was talking to them, like, man, if the coach is cool with it, like, I'm all down for it. Like, he like, man, can you film them and do something? I'm like, man, I've never done anything like that. Like, I've always had a camera. Yeah. But I've always just done like little vlogs, and it wasn't even to the world. It was just for me and my friends when we travel with the blankets. You know what I mean? I'm like, and so I was like, yeah, I'm down with that. So talked to the coaches, got to know them. Of course, like I don't know nobody, so I'm like, dang, I'm kind of anxious. Like, like my first day of work. You know what I mean? Yeah. And after that, man, did every game
from
the whole season.
What year was that?
That was
2020.
Yeah.
Wow, right in the gist of COVID.
And did all of it. Got to go with the team. Technically, I was on the coaching staff. Just did all their highlights, did all their content, and became super close with the team. And me and Coach Doug, you know Doug?
Yeah. Great guy.
No, it's a lady. Jennifer Douglas. No, from El Reno.
Okay.
And she was the coach for them. She still is. And man, she just let me create. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just kind of just filming and pitting highlights in the beginning, and then started like, how can I take it to the next level? How can I do the next thing? And before you knew it, then got really good at it within like 3 or 4 months.
Okay, so then before that, how long were you doing the blankets before you moved?
I was doing the blankets right before COVID, so
2019.
Yeah,
18, 19ish.
Yeah, like 2 years strong, like strong. And then right when COVID hit, like I was literally at an event in Washington D.C. when they shut everything down.
Really? For the blankets?
Yeah.
Really?
So then I got back and.
So you and your grandmother co-owners?
Yeah.
Okay.
Co-owners of it, yeah.
And it's named what again?
SIA. EKA, SIA.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
Stuff.
Yeah, it was changing because I think during COVID, I'm like a social person, so I always have to be around each other. So for like a whole year, like being in the city by myself, man. Of course, everybody went through their struggles. I always say like I faced my own demons. Like I finally had to sit back and reflect on life, and it just ate me up. Like ate me up, because I was just so used to just going.
Yeah, and it shuts you off.
Shut me off, and of course, like income's not coming in, and I was very blessed to have quite a bit to sit on.
Right.
But still, just not being being a part of anything, it kind of like just killed me. Like, man, I was just going through like not depression. I was just going through just like reflecting. I was just sitting back and I'm like, dang, like
some mental battles and
yeah, it's like years are going by. It feels like years and they're going by and we're not achieving nothing. So like, what's life? You know what I mean? Like so boring, but it taught me how to be independent. Yeah. Like socially.
So then you can move around on your own. So then, so that's when you moving to. So did you move up here to work at Reno?
No. I always
drove back and forth?
No, I lived in the city. I've lived in the city for like even when I worked at EKA, I lived in the city.
Oh, so you just drive down?
Yeah, and so how it worked was like the money made itself. So when we had to do an event, I would drive the lot and get one of our cargo vans and then take it to wherever we need, like Miami, took it to New York City,
that's so
LA, Phoenix, San Diego. Like we went everywhere. Like
that's crazy.
Networking.
You and your boys.
I had my guys with me. Like they're like my grandma was like, I want to be here because she did all the paperwork, all the taxes and all that stuff. We would just go.
Yeah, do your thing.
And we loved it. Yeah, I loved it. And when that stopped, everything stopped. So had to learn how to be on my own, just kind of sit there and kind of had like no plans. And then before you knew it, right, when the states opened back up, then I caught COVID in the very beginning. Like,
really?
Like I was like the first person.
You got the bad one?
The first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught it like when it wasn't even like no one we knew caught it yet.
Oh, so it was like right there, probably.
Like so, COVID shut down in April. I caught it in May.
Wow.
So like you see all the stuff on TV, like, oh my husband caught it, and then 6 days later he's dead.
Wow.
So I remember I was going to go get tested, and the only reason I went to go get tested was because I lost my scent and my taste. Okay. But that wasn't even a symptom yet.
Wow.
That's how early I caught it, and I didn't have no fever, no cough, no nothing. And during that time, we were going to go for Father's Day to go see. I mean, we're going to go to Father's Day, but my dad, my great grandpa, and my grandpa, which one of them had a heart attack like 10 years prior, so he was high. And then my other one was like 85. So I was like, man, let me go get tested just in case.
For sure.
And my dad was like, all right, just go get tested. You should probably just your sinuses. You're good.
Yeah, got to take care of the family.
So then I went to go get tested. And before I even made it home, they called me and they're like, yeah, you got COVID.
Oh, was that quick?
Yeah, like it was like an hour. Like I drove out to Reno to go get tested. And I was driving back to the city. And like right when I got to my house, I got a phone call. And I was like, yo, is this Dakota Wahkinney? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, man, you have your COVID. And it was kind of creepy at the time because they're like, when things get worse, like, make sure to contact us. I'm like
just like that.
Yeah, like just straight, no emotion. Like, because I mean, you don't know nothing about it yet, so you don't know how your body's gonna react to it, and you kind of go off what you see on TV. Mm-hmm. So like
at that time, that's all we had.
So right then and there, I was just like, man. I mean, I called my parents crying, like I caught it, like I have it, it's in me, like what's gonna happen?
Right.
And of course, my grandma, my mom came up and they dropped food off at the
door.
And that was weird to see because I'm like, they can't even come by me. And of course, my dad came up and he was like a wreck. Like, he don't want to see his kid. Like,
sick like that.
Yeah, sick like that. And that was it. Like, I never had any symptoms like that. I never.
Just the scent stuff?
Yeah. And I got my scent back within like 2 days.
Wow.
So I sat out the 14 days, got tested twice just to make sure. Cause
yeah, but that sounds wicked.
Because I never went out and did anything. Like, that's kind of crazy how did I catch it? Like, I never went nowhere. Like, but it's just, might have just went to get gas or something.
Yeah, just something simple like that.
And, I don't know how you catch it. But
yeah,
I caught it. So, like, I caught it. And I think during that time, I faced, like, that real, like, faith battle. Like, in my head, mentally, I was like, I have 14 days.
No way.
Yeah, because
to live?
Yeah, because, like, I just didn't know. Like, I'm a hypochondriac. Like, if I feel, like, anything weird, I trip. Like, oh, shoot. Like, I was, like, even, like, when I would go lay down when I had COVID, I'd be like, yeah, because I didn't know. Because like, man, the bad thing about it was I couldn't go to nobody because everybody knew I was like the first person to catch it.
So they make everybody like, oh, stay away from him.
No, they were just like, bro, like,
we can't get it.
No, they were just like, bro, like, we're praying for you because none of like I knew 0 people that have caught it before. I was literally the first person.
That's crazy.
So like, you kind of only base it off of what you see and what you see on TV and what do they do.
Right.
Well, they made it sound like it was it.
Yeah, like it was
you
over.
Done. Like, oh, you got 14 days. Like but that's how I knew. Like, I hate watching news, and it was just something to watch and keep up with.
Yeah.
And when I had it, man, in my head, I was like, man, like this is 14 days. Like, it's gonna get worse.
That's crazy because I've never really heard people's battles when it first happened.
Yeah.
Or the things that they went through. Like I got it, you know, like in January, but it was like that second variant, so it wasn't really nothing crazy. I just had like a cough. It wasn't too big deal. But then my niece, my wife's niece, got it like in December, November before 2020, like right there.
Yeah.
But no one could figure out what's wrong with her.
Yeah.
She got pale, couldn't breathe. It was crazy. And they never, ever found out what was wrong. But luckily, she eventually got better. But she was in the hospital for like 10 days, something like that. And then come to find out, COVID comes out right after that.
Yeah.
So everybody's experience is crazy.
Yeah, and it's almost crazy because, like, I think I had it before because when I was in D.C., I was around a lot of people. And when I came home, man, my body was done. Like, I felt like I even told like my friend, which he's a pharmacist, but so he knows all the medical stuff. I was like, man, it feels like I'm breathing through a straw. But this is before COVID. It was even like same time like her because I came back from DC.
Yeah.
Like a few days later, just
Felt bad.
sick for like 5 days, and I went to my mom's house because I even wanted to go get like my heart checked. Because I was like
struggling that hard to breathe?
yeah, I was just struggling. They did everything like you're fine. They ran the flu test, everything, nothing. So they kind of gave me some antibiotics. I went home and then I was good. You know what I mean? I went back to living. So
that's crazy.
So I think when I caught COVID officially, that's why I had no symptoms. Cause I think that was the COVID
because you
run.
had them already before. So then after that, you come out of COVID.
Different mindset, man. Like
changed everything.
Yeah, just as I looked at life, like it's insecure to do things like going overseas. I was like, I always wanted to go overseas, but I never wanted to go alone. I wanted to do this, but I wanted to do it with my friends. I wanted to do this, but I never did it because of my own insecurities. But when you mentally facing death, you're like, those are just fears, and I allowed those to not let me live life. And I even had like this conversation with God. It's just like, if you let me get past this, I promise you the things that I'm regret not doing now, I'm gonna do them.
That's so clean.
And after that, man, it just changed for me. I was just proud to be like daily. You know how you say, man, just be thankful to be alive.
Every day, yeah.
And I really meant that after that. Like, you know, people say it, but like they don't just sit up and say, thank you, God. Like, no, I was like, bro, thank you, right, bro. Like, you know, and soon after that, you know, I was still not even filming yet. You know, it was that summertime, and then right before the season started, my grandpa that he actually had another one. Like when he was playing racquetball, the YMCA, had a massive heart attack and passed away.
Rest in peace.
And that kind of just like tomorrow's never promised. Right. I just seen it because I was like, you know, it's a blessing, but like I had all 6 of my grandparents still. Like,
wow.
2 of my grandparents split up, and now they have their own wife and husband. Right. And they're all still alive. I lost one of them just recently, so I have 5 of them left.
That's beautiful.
And I still had 2 grandparents left, great grandparents. That's unique. And they just passed away just recently, but they were like in their 90s.
Oh yeah.
It was almost like it's good to see them go, so they can, you know, they're by themselves now. You know, not many people make it past 90.
Yeah, for sure.
So seeing that first close family member pass to me, it was like devastating, but it also like motivated me, like, yo, like he lived a full life, he found love, he did all this, he was a great grandparent, he was a man of faith, and he loved what he did, and he loved to take care of his kids and his grandkids. So when he passed, yeah, we're hurt, but like he did what he had to do to get up there, and that's kind of how I live life, man. Like he set an example, not by talking about it, by doing it. Yeah, that was it, man. Like after that, it hurt for a long time, but at the same time, it just was like motivating. Like, for sure, I gotta make him proud. You know what I mean? So
you got to represent, because he did everything the right way. So pave the way so that you do it next.
Yeah, and they just had like their 50th anniversary, like the year before.
50 years, bro.
Yeah, and I got to film all of that, and I wasn't even a videographer. I was just doing it because it was just for my vlogs, for my own. Yeah. And I'm glad I did, because I captured like one of their happiest moments that I got to see.
That's so dope. Yeah. So do you have the vlogs out somewhere, or are they all in your private? You got YouTube?
I don't even have a YouTube page.
Why not, bro?
I just do, man. I just feel like Instagram right now, like until I kind of figure out where I want to go with my stuff. Okay. Then I'll go with the YouTube, but I feel like I'm kind of just scattered everywhere. So I'm like, I don't know what stage to do. Like I don't know what I'm trying to promote or what I'm trying to influence as, because nowadays that's huge in social media. Is how do you want to look like, or how do you want to be? Do I want to be like this guy that's like David Dobrik and super happy and blah blah blah, or do I want to be like those guys that are just like exotic and going crazy? Like those are the lifestyles you have to choose from, and I choose to be more of the happier, like, hey, you can do it, but be real with yourself. Like you know, this is the real steps. Not, oh, like you can be.
Yeah. So then in 2020, you got COVID. You say your grandpa passed away after that?
And then I just started filming for El Reno.
That next season or that next semester?
Yeah, no, he passed away in September, and then I started filming in October, like the first.
Right before the season started.
Yeah,
scrimmages, all that.
Scrimmages. Went to Sopopa with them. Went everywhere with them.
So did you did know when did the photography and the videography start for you?
That was it right there.
That was the first time.
Yeah, first time. Like I did the vlog stuff, but nothing like what I do now until that first practice in October.
So how did you learn about the pictures, the flicks, the cameras?
Just doing it consistent daily. Like
really?
First I was filming like this way, and then I started moving it that way, and the editing really wasn't a thing yet. I just kind of did like the ball is live, clip after clip after clip, and music. But the more and more I got into the season, I started throwing like lightning bolts. Like
I seen that.
I used to YouTube like music video edits.
Okay.
And that's where I got the ideas. I try to tell myself like, how can you be different from the other videographers that are in Oklahoma? Yeah. I said, well, let me turn my highlights into music videos.
That's so
the
clean.
Effects.
Yeah.
And it just took off from there, and it caught a lot of traction in the beginning, but I was still loyal with my girls team. Like I'm like, nope, I'm not doing nobody else.
Yeah, because a lot of stuff I seen early was just El Reno girls
and it's still like that.
Yeah,
like
the little ER vault, is that what it is? Yeah, that's so clean.
That's my team, man. That's my team, and I love them. So I did all that, and then towards the end of the season, one of our girls caught COVID, so our game was canceled, but the boys were still playing, and I wasn't gonna go because I really didn't film for the boys. I just filmed for my girls team. Yeah. And then one of my kids was like, "No, you should go film. El Reno's playing against Kingfisher." I'm like, "All right, cool." And they're like, "Man, there's this kid over there." Oh,
Bijan.
Bijan
and Stoney, huh?
Yeah, Matt. Yeah. But Bijan is he's my little bro.
Bijan goes crazy, bro.
And so like, you need to go film him, which I've never filmed any top athlete. So I'm like, okay, let me see what this guy's like. Yeah. I mean, of course, like, I don't see that. I mean, it's rare that you see that, like you just don't see it every game. Yeah. You know, I mean, you go to like
every school.
Yeah, so I went there and I was like, oh shit. Yeah. What the ball? Like what the So then I was like, I seen him the footage, didn't even know him, just filmed El Reno, but filming for Bijan, kind of both. And did that, and I sent him the stuff on the DMs, and he was like, yo, appreciate it. Kind of like, you don't know me, so he's like, man, this thanks, you know what I mean? Right. And then I was like, man, anytime you want something else, like just holler at me. He's like, well, we play Carl Albert Friday, number 1 5A versus number 1 4A. I'm like, man, I can't. My girls are playing. Turns out the team that we were playing, they caught COVID. Whoa. So our girls' game got canceled. So I had a free night technically. So I was like, man, do I go hang out with my friends or go film for this kid that I don't even know, but it can help me branch out? And I did the video for Bijan and them, and of course they won, and then we he reshared it, and of course it went up, and of course I was trying to do all the effects. Like, I gotta show out on this video. You know what I mean? So I did that, and it just people started catching notice of it. And then throughout half the season, my little cousin Daquez, he played for MacArthur, so I would like anytime we played at MacArthur, I'd film his games. And our girls were pretty solid. I mean, we went to state. Yeah. MacArthur went to state. So, like, they were playing both 5A, so they're playing the same area. So I was going to gym after gym, just filming both of them that same night, pushing out the edit before the next game.
That's so dope.
And then our girls got beat in the semifinals. And then the boys made it to the championship, got beat by Carl Albert. Yeah. So I filmed, like, 5 games, and they both lost. So I was like, damn, how can I even go push something out? And for some reason, I was like wore out, but I was like, man, Kingfisher plays tonight at Heritage Hall, like at the big house. Yeah. So I was like, man, do I just race down there? Like, I'm tired, you know what I mean? Like 3 days of just straight filming and editing.
Yeah, getting it in.
But that's like where I just create separation. Like, yo, someone else would just go home. Yeah. I didn't even have a pass to get on the floor. I had my pass from El Reno.
Oh, coach's pass.
So I was just like, well, do you think I can just use, I wonder if I could just use this one. Right, you know what I mean? So got all the way to the game. Of course, it's jam-packed. Yeah. And I went down to the court, and I was just like, yeah, here's my badge. And they just seen the badge. They didn't even look at it. Yeah. It said El Reno on it. You know what I mean? Got on the court, filmed Bijan's game. They won. Put that tape together. It went like crazy, like on the views. And I never had views like that, man. Like last show's only getting like 100 to 200 views per video, which was lit to me. Right. And then after that, like that season was done. So I came to that thing like I didn't have nothing else after that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, am I done? Like,
Oh, okay.
am I done? Like, she's done. I don't know Bijan like that.
Yeah, Reno's
and then,
done.
DQ, I didn't know what he was doing. So I was like, dang, what do I do now? So as crazy as it is, I just shot a DM to Irv Rowland.
Yeah, the trainer.
Yeah.
Or he's working in Utah now,
Yeah.
right?
So I just shot him a DM because I seen him post something like, I'm going to be at OCA doing like a little training camp.
Okay.
Just I didn't know no better. I just said, hey, yo, like I'm a videographer at OKC. I just want to network. No pay, no nothing. Like if it's cool if I reach out, like he's like, can you be here by this time? Of course, did it.
Locked in,
did a video for him. He loved it. And after that, he reposted. Of course, it went a little bit bigger.
right?
And kind of just took off from there. And then, so I was texting Bijan on like through DMs. I was like, yo, like whenever you need something done, like let's work. Because the video I did for Irv was just a training video, like a workout video. First one I've ever done.
Okay.
So I was like, man, I kind of got comfortable with that. So I was DMing Bijan like, yo, like, let me know your next session. He's like, I'm actually about to go with Irv like this week.
Oh, okay.
Like, all right, bet. So I hit up Irv like, yo, is it cool? He's like, yeah. So I get there and we're talking. Irv was like, man, I got something going on. Like Bijan's going with Ice.
Yeah, I
World
just did an episode of him 2 weeks ago.
Man, Evan is my guy, man.
Yeah.
Like, Evan's like family to me.
Yeah, he's a great trainer, bro.
Bro, the best. I say that myself, the best. And so I went over there to Mount St. Mary's, me, Bijan, Ice.
Okay.
Don't even know Bijan like that.
Yeah.
Don't even know.
Ice like that at the time.
Yeah, he cracks up. He's like, bro, you're like the only person that calls me Evan. Like he's like, bro, everybody else calls me Ice. Like,
Yeah. I asked him before. I said, do I call you Ice or Evan? He was like, you can call me Evan.
Yeah, and I just always call him Evan. Like when people say Ice, I'm like, you mean Evan?
Yeah.
And so I did a video for them, and bro, it went crazy. Like I paid crazy effects on that, and then I grew a relationship with
Bijan.
Evan.
Oh, Evan.
And
okay.
Bijan, of course.
Yeah.
So then I became super close with them, and then me and Evan were just talking about, yo, like let me just come do your stuff. Like that's on me. Let me go do your stuff.
That's so dope.
And man, he's like open arms, like yeah, man. Anytime you want to come do, just holler at me. Here's my number, and that was it. The rest was history. Like this.
Man, just went crazy.
Started going crazy, and then I started getting DMs from like AAU teams. The Wolfpack hit me up the first. At first, I didn't know what to believe because no one really hit me up for like paying stuff.
Is that Anthony? Is that his name?
Yeah, Anthony Baker. Yeah, I like him, man. He's a good person.
Yeah, he is, man. Shout out to him. And one of my players at Westmore played for him back in the day.
Yeah, man. Shout out to I would have wore Wolfpack shirt. I always wore.
No, you got your stuff on, baby.
And so yeah, did that stuff with them, and they are the first ones to contact me. Like, man, do you have a summer team? I'm like, what's that? Like, I don't know what summer team is. And they're like, man, well, we'll pay you this, and we'll do that. I'm like, shoot, yeah, like let's pay. All right, man, let's say less. Let's do it. Then.
Say less.
And so I started doing it with them. And just during the time with all of that, I started gaining traction like in native communities. And one of my friends, Anton, he's like a big time musician,
Okay.
like a R&B rap artist in native country and
Out of
Omaha. Yeah,
Okay.
he's a good person, my guy. So he wanted to run this thing called All Season Youth Camp. And technically what it was us going to different reservations or different communities and showing kids like you don't have to be an athlete to be an artist. Like, you don't have to do that as being, oh, that's cool. Like if you want to make music, you want to paint, you want to do anything, like let's make a video of it. And like
that's big time.
And so we came up with this thing in all season, and basically what we do is go to these communities and get to know like 15 kids, and they make a song, and then I shoot the music video, and then we promote it to the community.
That is clean.
And it was all their lyrics, all their.
Oh, they wrote it, all that.
Yeah, they did all of it, and so we did a music video, and man, they went popping, and man, Tribes wanted us.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, I'll show you one during the artist.
Right.
So we did that, and man, we was getting booked throughout the summer. So I was doing like Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Doing that, and then my tribe was showing love, like, hey man, we'll pay you to come film or you do this. So I just started becoming like booked.
Right.
And then after that, kind of just I was filming for the Oklahoma Runners, the native team, Reggie Island and them, and Derek, doing all their stuff because I was always about promoting my native kids because then they weren't on the circuit last year, so they weren't getting like no media love, and I started growing and becoming one of the more popular videographers. So instead of like always trying to film for these summer, like these preps, I would just go to my runners team, if not Wolfpack. And they were cool with it. Like Wolfpack was like, man, like, do you, man?
Right.
Like, we respect it.
Yeah.
Just try to bring them up as much as I could. And
that's good, man. You're showing your tribe love, bro.
yeah, and I just traveled with them, and I traveled with the Wolfpack depending on how far they went. And then was doing like the all-season camps. I did the Skins League high school. I didn't really do the because during that time I was kind of already running now.
Right.
I went to Nabby and Phoenix with the runners.
Because that was the first year of Skin League's high school, right? This past year?
Yeah, past year, yeah. And that's because I just knew bees on them. I wouldn't have, if I didn't really know, I wouldn't have truly been out there all the time like that. But I was just trying to show love to high school kids.
For sure. And that's where all of them was at, man. All of them.
Oh, yeah, man. And, you know, what they do over there is awesome, man. Like, they're helping our youth, man, get exposed in the right ways. And, man, like, you just love what the city does. You know,
Skin's building it the right way,
bro,
man.
he does,
Right
man.
thing.
I respect him, man. He's always trying to do right, man. Like, he's always trying to help pro players take it to the next level, get signed somewhere. High school is getting noticed, man. Like, that's like, that takes time, money, and you're doing it, and like, you don't really see nothing from it, but you're helping these youth, bro. That's the real win, you know. That's why we do the things we do. So like, shout out to Skins for real.
Yeah, shout out to Skins, no doubt.
Because like, he was doing it, so and I appreciate him. He was, you know,
Let
whenever you want, whenever you want, like, just let me know. And did that, and then so like during after the season, I was in Las Vegas, I was in Phoenix. And right when I got back from Phoenix, the day I got back from Phoenix from Nabby, it's a Native American national tournament.
Okay.
Trey Young was playing in that Skins League game, right?
Yeah.
Went to go film that, and of course, you know, everybody's videos went viral that night. It's just the top thing. And like within like a day or so, a company reached out to me, Ball Dogs.
Yeah, I seen that on your Instagram.
And he was like, Neil was like, yo, like, man, we like this video. Like, is there any way you can make like a separate one for us? Like, say less.
Yeah,
like,
say less. Get in there.
Did it for them. And after that, they loved everything I did and how quick I worked.
Yeah. So then they booked you too.
Yeah. So they just started like, anytime I had gigs, like, they'd call me. So like, that was like, my season's kind of done because August is free month, football season. So during football season, I really wasn't doing much during like the all season camps because we travel like to different tribes, like out of state.
Oh, okay.
Like I was in Red Lake, Minnesota, Rapid, Morton, Minnesota. Like we were traveling.
That's dope.
And so like I really wasn't doing nothing. And I think in October, I went to go film for Bulldogs at the scrimmage in Dallas. That they filmed Anthony Black in a wash, and that's the first time I seen like top tier athletes. I was like, good night. Like everybody was out there getting bodies. I was like, dang, like
nuts.
Well, it was crazy, and just like every time I get into those moments, like the reflection part of it, because now I try to reflect at the moment. I'm like, man, like last year I was just doing this.
Right.
Now I'm filming these top 5 athletes, like, and a company wants me to be there.
Yeah.
And that was like that big, like, dang, this is becoming more reality to me.
Yeah, it's real.
And so then I started getting a book like that, working with bigger teams. And Doug hit me up, Coach Doug, and she just sent me a schedule. She's like, you know, I know you're busy now. I know you got a lot on your plate now. And, you know, this is a schedule. If you can make some games, that'd be lit. If you're not, you know, we understand, like, Dakota, you're doing your thing.
Absolutely.
So I was like, oh, you know, all right.
That's love, though. She respects you.
Yeah, man. Doug is like the person in my corner, man. I give her all the love.
Shout
She's
out to
the
Coach,
best, man. Shout out to Coach Doug, man. She's the best. And so I was like, yeah, all right, y'all, I'll let you know. And I just got back from Minnesota, and I had like a free day. And I just happened to like look through my calendar, and I was like, oh, shoot, the girls play today in UConn. And it's just a scrimmage, nothing else. Okay. So I'm like, try to just pull up on them and like surprise them.
Yeah,
like, because they don't even think I'm going to be there the whole season. They kind of already had the idea, like, he's like
too busy.
Big time now. That's what they were calling me. And I just showed them, like, oh my God, YK, like, what are you doing here? Of course, I know them all. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, what are y'all doing? I'm trying to film y'all. Like, let's go. Like, let's win it. And in that first game, the way they played, in my head, I was like, yo, we're cold. Yeah. I was like, we're going to win state this year. That was my first. They were just all locked in.
Yeah. So that was this season?
Yeah, at the beginning of the season. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go film the first game. And after that, filmed every game, even as busy as I was. From
Reno's girls' whole season?
This year. Wow. And even with the G League, everything going on, that was my priority.
That's so dope, man.
Because it was about, that's where I grew.
Yeah, loyalty.
And now that I got this publicity, I got all this network, this platform, I want people to see what we got cooking in El Reno. Fact. And of course, I was doing the boys' side too now this year. And I was just trying to get my best to get these kids exposed, because a lot of videographers, I feel like they're like maintain the city, like more inner city, Tulsa. And last year, you know, barely any of them were in Lawton. So I was kind of like, man, like, I don't have to go anywhere else.
Yeah, you go take over.
Yeah, and I was like, and to me, I was like, I think I'm one of the better ones now. 'Cause,
Right.
like, I mean, I'm like locked in. That's what I'm doing now. Like the blankets was like my secondary. This was it.
Okay.
And I wanted to get better and better. So I said, while everybody else was filming all these bigger games, I was consistent with my girls' team.
Yeah.
Pushing out video every night. And they were getting a lot of traction, and I love that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think it was December. We were like right in the beginning of the season. Bulldogs wanted me to go to. No, the battle wanted me to go to Capel, Texas, and it was like Mikey Williams and them.
Really?
Oh shoot! Like
yeah, I seen that.
Donda was there. Jared McCain was there,
Wow.
and I filmed it. And I'm like, holy cow! Like,
It's getting real. That's lit.
yeah, it's getting real. So like, I started doing that, but in my season 2.
Yeah.
And in December, they're like, can you go to New Jersey? And I was filming a game in El Reno at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, like, and of course our boys game went to double overtime.
Oh, so it was a late night.
So I went home just cooking up the videos, and then they got me a flight, went straight to New Jersey.
And
Very next day,
And this was who?
Bulldogs and them.
Bulldogs. Okay.
And I filmed for I think it's like Rochelle Catholic High School in New Jersey. They played South Bay or something like that. It's a team in Brooklyn. And then it was Mikey Williams and them.
That's
and it was his first game back
from his injury.
Yeah, from his hand.
Yeah.
And of course, like I was like, last night I was filming El Reno Bishop McGinnis. Today I'm filming Mikey Williams.
That is.
And that next day, Mikey Williams posted all my stuff on his Instagram. Like if you go to his Instagram right now, my photos are in there.
Really?
Went stupid viral. Like,
yeah.
People were showing love. Like videographers from around the nation were like DMing me like, "Yo, congrats! I see you on Mikey's stuff now." I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And of course, when I get back, all my girls are like, "Oh my God, Mikey!" You know, everybody loves that boy. Like,
yeah, he's tough.
Yeah, they were just showing him love, and like then that's people were showing like, well, who's YK now? Like, you know, what I mean? Like,
right.
you got Mikey Williams from a boy, like a guy in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And after that, man, kind of just started getting like that platform bigger in the basketball realm, not just Oklahoma, but nationally.
Right. So how did they contact you?
Who, the Bulldogs?
Yeah.
Bulldogs, they found me through DMs on Trae Young's video.
Oh, so they just DM'd you after that?
Me, and I gave my number, and we started just talking.
And then it was just...
Yeah, just the way I worked, they wanted something at this time.
Yeah.
Got it to them. And I gave them all.
And so then they just like, hey.
Yeah, and that's who I got with the G League from Bulldogs.
Wow.
Yeah, so like they have a huge connections, and I'm just not the guy that's like, oh, no, I don't want to do like any opportunity that I'm able to get. Like, let's not try it. Why not?
You right, why not? Yeah.
So then during the season, I mean, I'm still like El Reno. And then me and Jeff were talking about, man, you need to come overseas like now. But like, it's like, man, like I made a commitment to myself personally. Like, my girls are going to win state. Like, I just know it. Man, we're dominating everybody.
Yeah.
We about to win this thing. And I was like, no, I'm going to wait until after the season. Like, I'm going to film all their stuff. So there'd be times where I go to film a G League game, like at the 12 o'clock games, and then I would go and film my girls' game
at night,
like every day, like all the time.
That is so clean.
And then I got to do a video called On the Grind with the G League. So the G League was more around like January, so right after Christmas break.
Right.
And they asked me to do this thing called On the Grind with Rob Edwards. He played at Arizona State, and basically I just kind of filmed the day in the life of like what's the grind like being in the G League, what was the 10-day like, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Yeah,
for sure.
And then I grew a personal relationship with them, and that's how I networked. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just gonna be your videographer. Like, I want to know you as a person.
Yeah.
Like, cause like that's how I get my ideas from. Like,
that's
if you're an aggressive guy, like let's make it like lit. Let's make it like, bam, 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 bam.
Right.
If you're relaxed, let's make it chill, slow mo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of how I adjust. But then a lot of people like come towards me like for like, oh man, you're a dope person, and it really helps the more and more you go up, because if you're surrounded by NBA players, other NBA players know they can trust you. That one can trust you. Yeah. And so I started doing that, and then still doing my El Reno stuff, and man, it's just been crazy, like nonstop, like just going. And then of course coming out with merch. Yeah. I wanted to be more personal about who I am as a person.
When did that drop?
The first shirt dropped in like October. Okay. It was just like the basic YK logo, and then there's a picture of me in the back, and it says "Still Dreaming." Wow. During like after my grandpa passed, you know, I was busy filming. That's when everything was kind of cooking. Right. me and my grandma were at the cemetery. Like anytime I come back home, I go sit out there for like 30 minutes. You know, sometimes I just like let it all out. Like,
yeah, show you love and respect.
And we were sitting out there, and she told me this. We were just sitting there, and she was like, you know, out of all the nightmares that we're facing at this time, you're the one that's still dreaming, because of the things I was going through, like filming and growing.
Yeah.
And so I kept that. You know, I was like, you know, I'm still dreaming, so I put that on my shirt.
That's clean.
And then this one came out like a month and a half ago.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the world tour, like every place that I traveled, either from basketball or like doing the youth events. Like it was just all the cities that I traveled to. And it's been like nonstop, man. It's been like a huge blessing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I just feel like when you show love pure and you want it purely, like you just want to be a good person, like it comes back to you in a good way. And I felt like I could never just say, oh, I'm working with Lindy now, I'm working with these guys now, like I'm not working with y'all no more.
Yeah.
And I've never been that type of person. Like I still film my second grade kids. Like if they have a basketball game, like I'm there. Like if I have free time, like I don't say no. And like I know like the prices that I charge, it kind of varies. Like, you know, some people have set prices. Like, I mean, I can only be there for like $225, which, you know, videography and all that, it's a lot because you got to go film, you got to travel there.
Yeah.
You got to come home and you got to create a masterpiece for this person.
Yeah.
And, you know, prices vary. I know people have their own prices, but like when it's like with my youth, man, it's very cheap because I'm like, it's not about the money.
Yeah,
it's not about the money for me. Like I'm going to get my money from my big companies that I'm working with. I'm going to get my money from these big people that want to contract me out for thousands, you know?
Right.
I got paid, I don't even want to say the numbers.
No,
I'll tell you behind closed doors, but thousands.
Yeah.
Like thousand, like 5 figures at times.
Wow.
Yeah, like, but it's because I feel like when you do something pure and you do it for good reasons, it comes back to you in blessings. And that's a blessing for me. I just never was like, oh, your daughter wants a video? All right, $250.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, bro, give me 50, give me 55.
Yeah.
And it's going to be just as fire if I did it for Lindy.
Right.
It's the same love, like, because that's going to make her day. It's going to make y'all's day. You're going to say, like, look, this is my daughter on social media.
Yeah, that's so lit.
And that's this love that I show because I know that not everybody can afford the prices that people throw, and which I understand, and it's part of it. And sometimes on the business side, my business consultants are like, man, you can't do that all the time, but it's like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, if I have the time, then why not? Like, if it don't make that kid's day, why not? Or make that parent's day, why not? You know what I mean?
Sounds so selfless, man. It's just beautiful to see. You know, a lot of times, like you say, people don't do things for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Especially with the purity in your heart.
Yeah.
Like I coach basketball for the kids. You know, they ain't got nothing to do with me. I just want to see them flourish in what they love to do.
Win, yeah.
And the same thing for you, a little girl, you know, 8 years old, just want to see herself get busy and you make it look clean for her.
Yeah.
It could be the most special time of her life until she's, you know, she might show that video when she's 30.
And
you know what I'm
she
saying?
might be in a WNBA. It's like, yo, this person made a video for me and I have it. You know what I mean? I don't know. And that's like the real win. Even like Mike was telling me, like, my videos went kind of viral for them.
Yeah.
And it got one of his team, his
girls?
kids noticed.
That's
and
cool.
that they got an offer.
That's how it's supposed to go.
And that's how, and I was like, you know, even if he didn't tell me that, that person got blessed. Mm-hmm. And that's the real win. And even with my El Reno girls, like, I could have went to film for a lot of teams this year.
But what's crazy is like a lot of, and this is how I feel, but girls don't get some of the coverage they deserve. Like film.
I'm big on that.
Yeah, and so you are one of the big ones that you with the girls, you rock with the girls. Like, like a lot of videos, you don't see a whole girls team just going dumb.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's been times I've seen Mike had some stuff at OCA where he was at and his AAU girls, but a lot of that's you.
Yeah.
And that's you show respects to women's basketball.
Oh, and I have nothing but respect for them because they work just as hard as the boys. Mm-hmm. They might not be dunking but they're just as talented. Right. You know what I mean? They're, if not more.
Yeah.
And I just love that because the trainers that I do film, they work with girls. Like there's some trainers that I don't see, and I'm good on that. You know what I mean? Like
I talked to Ice. Ice like, I still do little kids.
Yeah. Oh,
and,
bro.
Yeah, and you know he does it. The NBA guys.
Yeah, he works with Daquan and all them. Like, he's grinding with and that's what I love about him. Like, he works with the youngest of the youngest, and then he works with the NBA players. Yeah. Like, he doesn't have no middle. He's like, I'm working with everybody that wants to get better.
And the thing about Ice is, like, he's so low-key. Like, he ain't really putting it out there.
Oh, yeah.
He ain't posting all these videos. Like, we were talking. He's like, I did Rodney Hood for a week.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang. He's like, yeah, you would have never known. But that's just because that's just our relationship. Like, he don't mind. It's just I want to get it in for him. We doing this for him.
Yeah.
And so...
That's real, because like I'm always like, when can I come over and film? And he's kind of like, whenever you're free. That's what he says. When you ain't busy, big time, you know what I mean? I'm like, and that's someone that I respect the most. Like, he's probably one of my top friends in this business. And Bijan, that's who I started with on the business side of it. And then my El Reno is always my number one. And I tend, like, if you watch my videos, mainly girl sports, because I'm like, how you see all these other videographers, you know, they're always going to the big games. You know, you got to get those, though. That's just how media works. Yeah. But then I look at myself like, I'm working with the girls team, but then why am I in the NBA? Yeah. I didn't go to that part. Right. It's not about who you film. It's the work they want to see the work you do. Mm-hmm. Like, I can go film anybody and I'd still be where I'm at now, because this is how hard I work and how I do my things. Everybody's different. Everybody can rap,
but people do it better than others. And network better too.
Yeah, I think it's network, because I feel like every videographer in Oklahoma like has their own. And like, I love Nav. Craig, bro, from Hoop Addicts. Yeah. That man grind. Like, I called Evan the other night. I was like, bro, every time I get on my timeline, Craig has a video out.
Always.
Bro, it's like birthday parties, it's weddings, it's, man, like, that man's so talented. Like, man, like, shout out to Craig, bro. Like, he's doing it, man. Like, I'm like, he's the OG. And when I first met him, I'm like, bro, you're the OG of all of this.
That's clean.
And I just show nothing but respect to him, because like, he just grinds. Like, Craig, every time I go somewhere, I see Craig like, bro, this man's everywhere. Like, he's just grinding, man. He truly deserves the best, because man, he puts the work in. Like, I think I work hard. Craig's right there.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, man. And you know,
I like his little intros. Like, Hoop
yeah,
Addicts, man. That thing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they got great stuff. And of course, you know, I met Nav and Tony and JRC Media, and man, those are all like the come and goes, man. They're tough, and Nav and Josh are there.
Nav. I seen that with Drake or whoever. I was like, yo, that's different.
Yeah, it's not even they're on a come up. They're there.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and they're still in college. You know, I'm past that stage now. Like, we're good, but they're still grinding. So like, nothing but love with them too. But I think with me personally, I started with women's sports. My goal is to be like WNBA. Like, I want to make it to that level.
Yo, that's what's up.
Because I feel like if no one wants to do it, then I'll do it, and I'll take all of it.
Yeah, all of it.
I want to show them that like someone out there does like truly care about, you know, because I do, man. Like, the things that they have to go through, man, and the hard work they have to go do. You know, everybody wants to go watch the boys' game, and I'm like, nah, like, shoot, my Reno girls, we're 20-3.
Yeah,
we better win state. You know what I mean? And of course we didn't. We got to the state championship. Right. We lost by 2 or 3, something like that. Yeah, devastating, but it was worth it.
It was.
Like, even like, I was probably just as sad as they was, because you know, you invest your time into these people, these youth, and you get to see them on their bad days and their good days. Right. And now we're hoping like to get them all colleges. Like, that's the goal. Like,
no, for sure.
I don't care if it's D1 or D3 or
anywhere, man. Anywhere.
As long as they paid for free college, like, that's the blessing. That's the win. That's the payment to me, is seeing the girls that I know that work hard behind closed doors when we're in the gyms go to school for free and get their education, and then maybe one day when they're older, they'll bless somebody else. Mm-hmm. And that's like the true win out of all of this. Let's change the cycle. Let's not focus about just men's sports. Let's focus on women's sports, man. They out there dogs, man. They out there cooking, man. Like, how did like that one team, the SAS, how did they not get all that media attention when they were ranked nationally?
That's true.
Like, I would have went to do that, and Craig did it. I'm glad someone did it. I'm glad somebody did it, because they deserve that. Yeah. But like, I'm focused on El Reno. Like, I think I told Doug in the beginning of the season, I had like 10 teams reach out to me. Yo, we want season. Like, nah.
Yeah, Reno it is.
My girls team, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to go nowhere else.
Right.
That's home to me. And yeah, when I seen that other team that was like in the Nike tournament champions, and they went to the championship, I think they lost. But I'm like, what? Like,
why is this not bigger?
Yeah, why is this not getting the attention it deserved? And man, like, they dominated the season here. You know
they did.
What I mean? And
I mean, they Edmond North was the 6A girls, and you know.
And I'm like, why did they should have had a video every night, because that team is special. We don't think we've had a team like that even on the boys' side since I've remembered. Like,
that dominant. It'd been Mustang boys in 2015. That's
or Douglas.
Yeah, Douglas, Stevie Clark in there.
Yeah, like, and that's before media days like this. But like, man, they deserved it all this year, and I'm glad they won it all. And And not only that, it's like I wish people would just say, hey, the women's sports is out there too, and because I filmed for all my El Reno girls. Of course, I filmed for Mike's Aces girls. Yeah. And when I work with ICE, I film for Kelby Washington. And they're all beasts. They're all dominant, and that's what I respect the most. And I'm glad that we get to expand in that. And I'll continue to do women's sports, no matter if I'm in the NBA, overseas, or filming for like the Battle and Bulldogs. Like it's always gonna be women's sports for me first.
That's clean.
And I know that they love it, and I enjoy doing it because, man, seeing kids happy and parents and the coaches, like someone like outside of us cares. Right. That's the win. You know what I mean?
That's like I tell my players all the time, like, as coaches, we don't do that for the money, but when they go play college or they go to their next field of life and successful, and all I did was assist them in any way that was, that's way more than money. Like it ain't about the money at all when you see a kid from El Reno, a girl that people didn't know, that at the end of the season everybody knows. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Then after that, she goes to college, and you're like, yeah, man, I had a part in that. And I'm appreciative for it. I'm sure she is, down the line and so on and so forth.
And I'm even at that point where, like, I filmed when Jay left to go to Cisco. I filmed for Cisco. I went out there all the way to Texas.
Really?
And filmed for a couple of games. And I know 2 of my girls are going to Coffeyville, Kansas.
You want to check it out?
I'm going to go show them love. Like, something that me and Doug was working on, like, and I hate it because I haven't got done. You know what Craig was doing with Millwood? Yeah. I was doing the same thing with El Reno girls. Oh, okay. And I didn't finish the last episode yet with us losing, but like, that's technically done. But my season wasn't going to be done yet. Yeah. I was going to film them the award assembly, the commitment days, and the days they were leaving. I want people to truly enjoy to see what these kids have done. And none of these kids had offers before the season. And now they're all about to leave with offers. That's so dope. And I want to continue to show, like, what El Reno did this season was special. Our point guard, she set the record all-time scoring at El Reno. I don't know how many she has, probably like 16 or 1,700, but no one knows that. That's some mad points. Might be 16, might be 15. It's high. Yeah, but she set the record. We had the best record the whole time this season. We went 25-3 to the last game. Coach Doug got her 100th win with us, her career win. Wow. There's a lot of special things in this season, and we captured everything. But we still have more left because our girls haven't left yet. Right. So, of course, you're going to film all that and then come out with the little... I've been... What's they calling the documentaries out there? Kind of like the mini-series, like basically how Craig did... with the... Episode 1. I did episode 1 through 3. Okay. But 4 is the season ending. Oh. And then the episode 5 is going to be them leaving. That's crazy. And it's going to be like... where are they going to go to do next? And then I might throw episode 6 in there when they're at their colleges. Like, go to each one of their colleges, one game or one tryout, one workout. And, like, these are what our girls that did last year are doing now. That is so... And it still showed, like, they're still working. And I wanted people to, see what Doug's doing. Like, I want to, like, a 5-minute thing of Doug. Like, she's, like, a great person. And... man, she loves what she does. When you find someone that loves what they do, you want to capture those moments. Absolutely. And that's how I feel like when I work with Brandon, BC, and Mike, man, they love to coach, man. Bro, they are my guys. See, like, and, like, I think how me and BC were talking one day, I don't know, I was just feeling super generous one day, and he was always like just showing me love through my stories and stuff. I didn't really know him yet. And I just texted him and I was like, yo, like, let me know when you have like a practice. I'm going to come film on my dime. No payment. Just, I want to come show love. Yeah. He's like, damn, you for real? Like, man, all right, cool. Like, months went by. And then he was like, hey, man, we're practice is about to start. Like, if you want to come whenever, just pull it up one day, filmed a highlight for them. And after that, like, I met Mike. And then just throughout the season, kind of just did stuff when El Reno wasn't playing. Yeah. And just the women's sports, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, for sure. And it's because I seen how much they care. Like, I mean, they're always on social media, like, showing love to their teams. And, like, I don't see very many coaches doing that. I always see coaches just talking shit. You know what I mean? Like, every time I get on Twitter now, I was telling Ice this the other day. Like, now I'm saying Ice. Yeah. I was talking to Evan on the phone because me and Evan talking on the phone. I'm like, dang, like, now that I follow a lot of basketball people, now that AAU's here, I didn't realize there was that much drama. Yeah. And the thing is, I don't know anybody. Right. I don't know anybody. Like, I just know Ice, Zeph, Get More Game. Yeah, I got him coming soon. Yeah, that's my guy, too. Like, Evan and Zeph are my two trainers that I film for. Okay. And then if he's ever needs to, he's
big time. He's big time. Yeah,
But Zeph and Evan, I'll do anything for them because they're just such good people and they do it for the right reasons.
For sure.
And I really don't know anybody else. I follow everybody, but I don't know them.
Okay.
I just follow them because I like to see content.
Yeah.
See people do what they love to do, and doing that with BC and Mike, just seeing how much they care. And it's not even about just the sport. It's for the person in general and helping their kids get the recognition they deserve. And so when I seen that first practice that I filmed, man, thank you. Like, just grateful. Like, man, thank you so much for even just making time for us. You're so busy. And that was it for me. I was like, shoot, anytime y'all need it, like, if I'm not with Doug and El Reno, holler at me.
That's so clean.
And so it was crazy the times that they did want me to come. Just God's timing for us. Like,
just shut.
El Reno played at 8. Our girls played at 6. So for some reason, OCA girls played at 8.
Yeah.
And we were playing in Guthrie right by Edmond.
Wow.
Like, God does it.
Because they way up that way.
Yeah, and God, this is God's way of just connecting us. You know what I mean? And just being able to give them a couple of videos and highlights of that stuff, it's awesome. And I got to meet the greats of them.
Yeah.
And the good people. And I just love what they do. And got Doug, got Zev, got Evan, got BC, got Mike. And of course, I work with my El Reno kids, and my Oklahoma Runners and Wolfpack. Like, that's my teams. And
that's crazy.
of course, now that I get to go do the G League stuff and all that cool fancy stuff, and then have to be overseas, like, that's something that I want, like, enduring on my own personal trail.
Yeah.
But just like, just in the past 13 months of how far I've become.
That's what I was just thinking, bro. So, like, it'd have been mid or end of 2020 all the way to now.
October
2020 is when you went to El Reno. That's when you first started doing your thing. And then to today, bro, that's crazy. That
15 months.
The growth in that is absolutely insane, bro.
Yeah, I think it's the 13 or 14 months. This, but it was just being consistent and doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah. And so you said you learned a lot of your craft from
YouTube
University.
That's my channel, man. I just Google random things, or if I seen like a music video and someone do like a crazy effect, I would just kind of, how do you do this thing? And YouTube always takes you straight to what you need.
Yeah.
And I would learn it. And the cool thing about with Evan was like, hey, I want to try this. Let me go film you.
Oh, okay.
And then I would do it, and then we would look at it like, that was cheesy or that was fire. But like, that's the cool thing about having personal relationships with the people. Like, I'll just call Evan like, yo, I seen something I want to try.
Let me try it.
Who you got next? I don't even care who it is. Like, let's just film it.
Wow.
And we'll go do that, and then I'm like, what do you think? And we'll be like, or, oh, bro, like, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, you get to work with all these great people. Of course, I got to meet Daquan, and of course, Lindy, and seeing those guys. Those are like the higher guys, and them doing an amazing job. Like, I was following Daquan throughout the season with the Skyhawks, and I was supposed to film him. I was sad because they were playing in Birmingham last week. Yeah, I was supposed to be there, but that storm came through under Oklahoma City, and it was right in between us and Alabama. And there was only one flight that day, and they canceled mine.
Dang!
I was gonna be in Birmingham. They were playing. I want to say they were playing Washington, the Go-Go's, whatever. And they lost by like 10. I was like, dang, that was going to be my time to film Daquan.
Daquan go crazy, bro.
Man, he's a good person, man. He's awesome, man.
Always, he's super humble. And
that's, right there. He's super humble.
He's super humble, bro. Like, man, I've never seen him, like, out of character, nothing. He just hoops and has fun. He's laughing and joking, bro. His brothers, all that. He's real close with Tyler and them.
Yeah.
And
I follow all of them.
Yeah, they a dope little squad, man.
Yeah, it's been like seeing that, and that's something that I'm learning how to do is how to stay in character. Yeah, I think staying in character is hard at times, even like nowadays. Like when I'm like, man, this is the dates I got, and being patient with people. I've grown so much, and some people don't realize that at times. Like, hey, man, like I'm like I got like 6 things to do as well. Like. Right. And of course, with this traveling stuff, like just in the past, 3 days, I've flown 4 times. Wow. Well, 8 times. Like just bam, and they're all connecting flights.
That's crazy.
None of them are. And then I got to go right back there tomorrow, then Delaware, then back there, and then to Italy. So you don't have that time just to be like, hey, let me get on my computer and just take care of stuff. And then it gets like backed up, and then it gets like real frustrating. And that's the time when you need to by yourself just to let it out. And when you go back into the public, you can keep the smile on your face. And that's what I'm learning how to do now is the balanced life. Because It's tough, bro.
Yeah, that's why we was talking, man, because it could be, it seems like it could be real stressful, bro.
That's
And, but when, like you said, it's rewarding because you do it on your own. You can put every touch you want on it.
it's
And,
humbling
yeah.
because I think this is gonna be the crazy part. I think the other day, my G League video, it was a stressful thing to make because they wanted a lot of things that I'm not used to, like change this, change that, and it was like almost like a 2-week thing where I was constantly in playoff season with my girls, but I was still trying to get this G League stuff done.
Yeah.
And just like people didn't know. I mean, like Lindy and them all knew, like, bro, like they want so many critique things, and like I'm not used to being critiqued because I give you a video and you're like, bro, this is fire. All right, we're done.
Yeah.
And when I give my all to something and someone's like, do that, change that, and it was a lot of things, and it wasn't even like big things. It was just, hey, change the song right here, or you can't have that song on there, or take 0.03 out and so we can have this much space. And it wasn't like, oh, this isn't good. It was just little things that they needed to have done. And I was just like, dang, like, man, I'm trying to get I'm in mid-season playoffs with my girls, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not worried about G League. Like, I know it's a great opportunity. Like, I'm not worried about it. Like, my team's about to win state. I ain't worried about nothing else.
Yeah.
And I got done with it, and then the NBA emailed me, like, we approve it. Like, we're going to push it out. I didn't even think about it. And then one night, I just was on somebody else's timeline, and they shared it. And, of course, they're not going to at me because I'm like, it's a contract, we're doing it.
Yeah.
I clicked it, and I seen it, like, on the NBA thing and all that. Man, I called my dad. I just started crying. Like, I was like, out of everything that I've done and everything that I've achieved, like, all the hard work that I put into this, like, this is my biggest moment in life for me personally.
Yeah.
And, it was just, like, all the work that I've done, like, for El Reno, for Summer, my NBA players, my AAU teams, like, that was all me. Like, the G League video on the ground with Rob was all me, from the edits to the filming to going to the Paycom, doing all that stuff. And it's not on my page, it's on the NBA's. And like,
that's crazy.
It's all me. And man, I called my dad, and I was just like, I can't believe it. Like, how did we get here? Like, how did I get here?
Been working.
It went so fast that I can't even tell you day by day. I felt like I just went to my first practice last week. Yeah. And now I'm about to go to Italy.
That's nuts.
And man, I cried. I mean, I cried for like 30 minutes. I couldn't stop because like it was just a blessing cry, like a happy cry. Like, I can't believe this. And
all your hard work, essentially, like all your hard work right there at that moment is like it really paid off. All the sleepless nights, the long nights, the travel, all that. But
yeah, it was. Yeah, there would be times where like I would get back from a trip and I'd have to go do another gig. And like, man, like shout out to my bros. Like, I don't have to say the names, but like they know. They'd pick me up from the airport to let me sleep for 2 hours on the way home so I can just get rest before I have to go do the shoot. Yeah. Like, people, my close people knew my grind, and the world doesn't, but I don't want them to know it. Right. I want them to see the blessings in it. I don't want to show them the hard nights. Yeah. You know, in time I will, but when I'm ready to, like, and there'd be times like my boys would pick me up from the airport and like, yo, we'll drive you to where you need to be to sleep. Because I mean, I'm going off like 19 hours and half an hour sleep on the plane. Because I'm a big guy, like, I'm not sleeping on that little plane.
Yeah, we need to rest, yeah.
And so like, I would just get in their car and they just drive, and I just put my camera charged to their car, and I would just go to sleep like, bro, we're here. Like, I would sit outside.
Love, to have a circle like that is real love, bro.
And yeah, just the things that they would do for me, and it's like, I'm forever in debt with them because of the things that I don't have to pay them. I don't say, oh yeah, I can get you a courtside ticket now. Like, they don't want nothing like that. They just want to see their friends shine, and they know I have an opportunity to make it. And like, it's not even a dream no more. It's gonna be reality, and they know it. And we're just waiting for that door to open because I'm knocking on it daily. Yeah. And it's like my friends, my family, everybody's like locked in with the YK, and I think just like kind of just everything that we're going through, like just the sleepless nights, and you know, my friends come in clutch. You know, that's a huge thing. And now that people are not looking at it as a brand, but as a person, I want people to know that it's out of all good. And at the end of the day, we want our kids and we want our youth to shine. And of course, I'm about women's sports, so I want that to shine.
Yeah, for sure.
In Oklahoma, and if I have that network, and I say platform, more of a platform. If I have that platform where a lot of people run through my account to watch do stuff, I want it to be focused on women's sports. You know what I mean? It's just, I love it, you know, and that's what I started with, and that's where I want to end at the end of it. You know what I mean? And eventually I'll push it out to like a company, like we talked about
Right.
hiring people. And it would be about anybody just being a freelance.
Yeah.
Just being about themselves and how they can help and how they can give back. Like that's something I'm big on is how can we make life better? How can we change cycles to be better people?
Yeah.
How can we give back and how can we just help our youth and not talk bad? I feel like I see that in a lot of media now. It's like there's bad talking.
Yeah, man.
This is more parents, but you know, I always say they're the older ones, and now that we're that next generation of being parents, and let's be different. I just want to just show youth playing sports, and let's hope they can all get rides to go play somewhere. You know what I mean? Basketball, football, baseball, don't matter.
Yeah, because it's cool when you hear your story talk about the smaller towns. Yeah. Because especially in Oklahoma, those smaller towns aren't getting the social media love that they deserve, you know, and it's more so that people out that way or in those towns aren't that savvy, you know what I mean? And for you to be able to step out there, no matter where you were in your journey, that you're willing to show respects to those towns, those specific areas or whatever that may be, because, you know, Oklahoma's big but small, right?
Yeah.
So, like you said, a lot of stuff's inner city, Tulsa, you know, those specific things, the big schools, all that type of stuff, but teams like Reno that's been good for a while. Yeah. And then teams like Lawton Mac or Lawton High, whoever's good in that time, that don't get that love. They're a person like you out there that you give them 1 video, 2 videos, or you follow them through the season. Now people locked in, okay, Reno, we got to pay attention to them for the future. Yeah. College coaches like, oh, what girls are down there right now? Yeah,
and that's you kind of hit it right on the spot. It's like no one knows, but Doug's sent our girls 5 to 6 years to state tournament.
Dang.
Like, nobody would know that.
Yeah.
But I try to promote it as much as I can and just give it back to them because they do deserve recognition. A lot of small towns don't get love. And like you said, they're not savvy. I went over there and let's make it savvy. Let's make our team trend. You know, I get on my social media and, you know, I follow like 15 and 16 videographers that are just local. I would see Edmond teams.
Right.
Norman teams.
Yeah.
Millwood. Bigsby, all the, you know, they have big time players.
Big time players, yeah.
And they're all going to be there. So, like, all right, y'all going to feed me all this. I make sure that every day y'all's going to get El Reno.
Yeah.
El Reno, Mikey Williams, El Reno.
Yeah.
Donda Academy, El Reno. Like, but that's just like what I wanted to do. And now that they're a trend and a lot of their players, you know, Carter's with Team Griffin.
Yeah.
A lot of the teams want to go pick players up, you know. And one day I couldn't go to it because my dad's birthday. And, you know, I don't know any of the name, like the people that run stuff, but I seen like NXT, Prep Hoops, there's different things, and they all have film from our our El Reno Kingfisher game, and I wasn't there. But to see that, and me not even being there, but what they see through the timeline, well, shoot, let's go see what to talk about. And to see people outside of our community, in our community filming, that was like, that's awesome. Like, look what we've started.
Right.
Like, we're 40 minutes outside of Oklahoma City. Yeah. And we have people coming to watch us. And we don't have no Bijan. We don't have no Jeremiah Johnson. We don't have Brandon.
Right.
We have James and Carter and Evan, Matt, and, you know.
But the thing about it is, if you go see them, they ball. Yeah. They hoop. They play hard. We went there last year for a scrimmage, and first time we've been to El Reno, and it was just like dogfight from start to finish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went in the beginning of this season.
Yeah. And it was just like, they like, come on, you at our court, let's get it. I'm like, oh, wow. You know what I'm saying? But
wait, so you're with Mustang, right?
Yeah, I'm a Mustang.
Oh, I did a video for Jacoby.
Oh, did you really?
Malcolm's my barber. Well, he was my barber.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I grew up with him. Like, not grew up with him. Like, he was my barber growing up when I was a kid.
Rush Springs?
Yeah.
Really? How far is that from you?
Rush Springs from, at the time I lived in Lawton, about like 30 minutes.
Yo, that's a small world. Me and Malcolm.
I know you looked familiar. I was like, where did I seen this guy from? Now it changes everything for me now. Well, I'm just kidding. Like, no, for real. Like, I've known Jacoby since he was a young cat. Like, he was smaller than me. And I'm
so is the story true? When he was little, he was like the GOAT out there?
Bro. That man's GOAT. That man's GOAted, bro. Yeah. Man, shout out to my guy Jacoby, bro. That's my guy. Malcolm's my guy too. Like, I did a video for his twins during the football season.
Oh, for real?
The game that
he got hurt.
Yeah, hurt his shoulder.
Yeah. Which one?
I was at the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the wifey, and I know, bro. I'm always at their house, man. I'm like
in Mustang.
Yeah, like, man, text Malcolm right now and say, yo, like, you know Dakota. Like, I have Dakota.
I just seen Malcolm last week at basketball banquet.
Man, when you see him, hey, just be like, I did a podcast over Dakota.
I'm gonna send it to him.
Yeah, I said, man, he's like, that's my guy.
Yeah, Jacoby's my boy, man. We done had some talks and went through some things, worked him out. Man, Kobe's a great kid, bro. Man, he don't even understand really sometimes. I don't think how good he is.
Bro, I said the same thing. I'm like, bro, like, do you not know like how big time you are? Like, and like, he's just small town.
Like some of his offers come, he just be like, "Yeah, coach." I'm like,
"Yeah, I got Alabama the other day." Yeah, okay. Like, I'd be like,
"Yeah, right."
I got LSU, OU, basketball, and football. I'm like,
and he just chill, bro. Like I tell people, like that is one of the most humble kids when that situation for me. Oh, he just like, all right.
And it's cool because Malcolm he's been there.
Yeah,
and that's like the perfect person to go under because he's done it all. Mm-hmm. Like he knows the ins and outs of how business works with student athletes.
Yeah.
And I think that's just perfect. You know, Malcolm's tough though. He's a tough cookie at times.
Oh yeah, for sure. Trust me.
Yeah. He's a tough cookie, man. I went to y'all's games. I filmed for 2 of y'all's games last year.
Which games?
The tournament.
Of our tournament?
Southmore and Carl Albert.
Oh yeah.
The playoff. We all got beat pretty bad on the Carl Albert game.
Oh, that was last year.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
And I went to that one. Then I went to who'd y'all play? Wagner.
Oh yeah, the third game.
Yeah, I went to all 3 games. Mustang Hoop.
Yeah, Mustang Holiday Classic.
Yeah, I went to all those, and I was in a film for what's her name this year, Pogai.
Oh yeah.
What's her name again? Taylor.
Yeah. No, it's I call her Pogai.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I knew her dad. I used to golf with her dad when I was younger.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because they're from, he's from the Lawton area.
Oh, is he? Yeah, that's right. So is Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Malcolm.
He's wild.
I just crack it because that's my guy. Like he's cut my hair ever since I was little. And
what's up now, man? What he not? What's up?
Well, once I'm gonna get my hair braided pretty soon, like some Shea stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then he'll like line me up. So I know where I'm not gonna. But I can't do it right now because I'm like in this ugly.
Yeah, it's all
forgive the stage. I'm at a bad stage in my life with the hair. But like last year I had the man bun, and then he just like lined it up.
Oh, okay.
Never did faded me up.
Yeah.
I've been with him ever since he was in Rush Springs.
That's wild.
I used to go to his house in like Rush Springs, and sometimes he'd come me out there or his shop.
Yeah.
But now it's even better because we both live in the city, so I just drive to his house and just cut me up.
That's crazy. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, bro. Like when you said Mustang, I let it slip the first time.
Yeah, I remember when we talked about it. I was like, yeah, and then I definitely didn't realize that you knew Kobe like that.
Yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, he's my go-to guy. Like there was times where I needed a haircut, and he'd be like, bro, you're in Miami, who get cut? I'm like, no, like I'm not. I'm gonna wait for you. I'm gonna look busted right now because like he just knew how to cut my hair.
Right.
He's pretty good at cutting Indian hair it's weird.
Its own little game.
Yeah, it's its own thing, and he cuts it well. So I'm like, I don't want to go somewhere else and someone messed it up because when you have long hair, if someone messes it up,
you gotta take it off.
And he cut my one day like during the summertime last year. I said, bro, cut it off. And he asked me like 30 times. Like, he had it braided up. He's like, are you sure? You do it. I'm like, no, just cut it. Like, do it, because if you don't do it, I'm not going to want to do it.
Yeah.
And he did, and then went from having long hair to like this long to having it to taper fade.
Really?
Yeah. And then.
Now you're going to grow back out?
And then like in November, I was like, one more time. And then done. I want the Jon Snow haircut from Game of Thrones. Like, I want that bad. Man bun on top and wavy on the side. But yeah, man. Yeah, he's good people, man. That's family to me.
Man, you gotta. Hopefully, if you get some time, you got Kobe senior year is gonna be huge, bro.
Oh yeah, man. I filmed their first game when they played against UConn.
Oh, did
football?
You? Man, UConn ain't that.
Yeah,
bro. But yeah, Kobe, man, he did well this past weekend. My boy, our assistant Josh Davis coaches him on Trey Young.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, is he still with Trey? I knew he was. Who was he with before?
Team Griffin.
Yeah, Team Griffin. Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm gonna try to come out as much as I can. Next year, my boy James, he's a senior at Reno, and I want to make sure that he gets somewhere.
Yeah.
But then also, I know I don't have to do nothing for Jacoby. I just want to be out there just to show love. I mean, he already has every Division I offer you can get.
Yeah, but he likes to see himself, so.
No. Well, you ain't got to tell me, man. I already know, man. But that's basically the journey right now. And
yeah. So what's up next? You going to Italy, and then
I'm gonna be in Italy. Me and Lindy are doing youth camps for the kids, different reservations.
Wow.
Just get back to the communities. I know I'm trying to look for charity work. I'm gonna try to donate. I'm gonna maybe buy a team jerseys for probably do my runners or something, or maybe Wolfpack. Just kind of give back and just. I know I got to do a lot of. I have my own first media camp with the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribe.
Really? What's that consist of?
Just kind of showing them how like the video side works and how to use social media in a good way. Because social media is a blessing, but it can be a curse for people too.
Right.
It depends on how you use it. And I want to share on how to use it the right way.
Okay.
How to network off it. How to like create something out of nothing. Like I literally created. There was nothing in this, and I created it to a business.
That's
So just to give it back to our native youth, and of course, I want to film them do what they do with their tribe, and want to show the world that. So that I got. Of course, I'll be probably with Wolfpack throughout the summer. I knew I was supposed to film from last week, but
James got busy.
Yeah. The youth camps. I know I got to do a lot of tribal events. Kind of just take it day by day because it's kind of how it works. I'm booked, but then if I have a free day and someone goes, then I'm on a flight gone.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll fly. Sometimes I'll just fly. Oh, no, you're good. Sometimes I'll just, some days, like right now, I could get a text and be like, yo, can you fly out tonight? Gone. And then come back.
Wow.
There's a lot of times I've flown in the morning and flown out the same night. The Mikey Williams game?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Boom, boom.
Right. I was only there for like 18 hours.
That is insane.
But I just say, like, I always tell myself when you're at that point of breaking, like, you're in a position nobody's at. Remember that.
Wow.
Just keep it pushing. Just keep
It's
it pushing.
gym.
And I have a book. I have like my own diary, and I write. Like yesterday, I wrote about. I was just filming the El Reno State Championship. Now I'm about to film the G League Championship, and I'm like, I write it all down and find a Bible verse that fits that, and just within those 4 weeks of work, look where I'm at now. They called me, did what I was supposed to do, did so good at it, called me back, come back again, did it again. Come from the finals for us. Like,
that's crazy.
And that's God's blessing. That's just consistent. That's just work. That's just dedication and sacrifice, man. I had to sacrifice a lot to get there. Social life.
Yeah.
My first is off the list easy.
Right.
You don't need that. I don't need that right now.
No, not right now.
Especially in the position I'm in. I'm at that door knocking. Do I want to step back and go have fun? Or do I want to wait for someone to open that door?
Yeah.
A lot of just travel. You know, people are like, man, you travel, you go to all these cities. Like, living at a hotels isn't fun. Like,
no, it doesn't sound
I would rather fly home the same night, even if it's at 2 a.m.
Really?
I want to go home. Like, and I like to be by myself.
Yeah.
I'm around people so much, I'm like, I want to go home.
Yeah, I need a peace of mind, some quiet.
Got my dog and I watch K-dramas, Korean dramas, bro. Watch Korean dramas, play Call of Duty with the bros.
Yeah.
Do a lot of, that's my free time to do some editing too. Like, you know, the people that I work with, and of course, like Evan, like I would try to throw him like little clips in there just to have for content for later.
Right.
So anytime I get any chances, I just try to do what I can do just to help. Because I know last year I could be at Evan's gym every day. Now it might be a month before I get into his gym.
Right.
Because just because I have a free day doesn't mean I want to go do something.
Yeah, I might want to.
And that's someone that respects it 1,000%. But when you're ready to come, pull up.
Come, yeah.
And I know he's at Hoop House, so I'm like,
yeah. well, shoot, man. Let me tell you something and just give you your flowers for the journey, bro, and the way you've done it the right way, you know, and putting women's sports on the map, you know, doing anything you're asked, taking on the battle with that, you know what I'm saying? I followed your content for a while. You know, obviously our boy Mike reached out to me, and he was like, your story's unique, and he wasn't lying at all, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Because, you know, like coming from where we come from, Oklahoma, wherever it may be, especially but in Oklahoma, for you to blow up the way you did, that's a legitimate blessing. But like you said, you give, you're going to get back in return. And I feel like that's just, from hearing your story, is how it's went, bro. And that's so dope, man. We appreciate you in the basketball world for sure in Oklahoma for doing justice with all the other schools that people aren't, and showing love to whoever you can when the opportunity presents itself, even still when you're going to Italy next week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Like, even like Mike the other day, he was like, man, I know you got the G League thing. If you want to come, I pulled up. I was like, man, if I say I'm going to be there, bro, I'm going to be there.
That's so clean, bro.
Got out the fight yesterday at 12 o'clock. Got a lift, got home, got to the house around 12:30, took a shower, went straight to Santa Fe.
Got in.
Yeah, didn't even unpack. I was like, his girls need some video. Let's do it. Like, yeah, I'm tired, but it's I'm just blessed to even be in that position, to be in demand, be wanted.
Yeah.
And that's the true win, man. Like this they say, oh, well, let's just wait for YK or wait for Dakota. Like, shoot, don't wait very long because I'm going to get there. Like,
Yeah.
if I have a free day, let's do it. If I guess yesterday was stunning, but nothing else to do, I'm going to be there.
That's so clean.
And then I can sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah.
Even though my parents are like, you need to sleep, but
Yeah.
no, it's all good, man. And I appreciate y'all so much, man. I appreciate you, man, for reaching out. I know it's been a minute since we could.
Yeah, but hey, obviously your schedule's busy. Things happen, like we, we had health and things of that nature. But I'm thankful, like you said earlier, God makes the schedule work some strange way.
Yeah,
and I had a guy booked it for today, and he needs to reschedule. And I'm like, let me hit you up and see if you're free. And
man, it is a blessing, man, for sure. And yeah, man, just keep doing what you do, man. You found your craft, and showing love and letting people give their stories, just like I film to catch people's love. And I think that's like the real win. And like when you find something that you love, bro, just go for it. Like
I appreciate it.
There's days that you're gonna hate it, you fall back in love into it. You know what I mean? That's just how it works. Just your passion. Something I always say is just perfect your craft, because you can never be perfect.
Right.
But when you're perfecting it, that means you're getting better daily. There's days to rest. There's days to be sad. Like there's days where you don't have to be strong. Just keep grinding and giving your all, because you're making an impact in people's life through our stories, and you're capturing it. Someone might be inspired from what we're talking about today.
Absolutely.
The last 8 episodes, someone might be inspired. Like even I always say that, like, there's times when I'm talking to a bunch of people, but if I can reach out to one of them, that's the win, because I change. It might be 1,000 people in a room, but if one person's inspired by it, then that's the win, because that person can go home with a new mindset.
Yeah.
And what you do is let us explain what we do in the hard work, the good days and the bad days, and it's going to be like, well, dang, well, they go through the same thing I go through, so I'm on the right track.
Fact.
Because I don't want to do it today, and he sounded like he didn't want to do it that day, but now look where he's at.
Yeah.
And that's why I just say this, like, mental health comes first, man, regardless of what we do. And in just showing good energy always. Like, I'm always a positive person. I'm always trying not to smile. Like, I'm a good energy person.
Yeah.
And I feel like even when you're having bad days, that's when you need that time to reflect and kind of refocus.
Absolutely.
Because, your energy spreads just like anything else.
Right.
And I think if you're going out to the world with the good energy, someone's going to go home with good energy. And we're just going to continue to be blessed and give blessings, because there's things that you've done that you don't know that help somebody else. Just like Mike with one of his athletes.
Right.
I would have never known that until he told me that. But when he told me that, I was like, I called my mom, like, yo, like,
yeah,
look what happened. Like, that's crazy. Like, one of my videos got noticed from a certain player, coach, and got that girl there. Like,
it's clean.
And I was like, that's the blessing. And
It
I was
is.
like, and I just did it because, those are my guys.
Yeah.
And look what it did for somebody. And that's the win. Not for me, not for BC or Mike. It's for that person, that athlete. And that's why I just say, just always be good. Be a good person. You do good, good will always come back. You're bad, karma comes.
Facts.
Lights will be showing. And that's what I say, man. What you do, you found your craft, man. Like, to perfect it. Yeah. Be a better person daily. How can you be better today than yesterday? How can you find the energy today that you didn't have yesterday?
Yeah.
And just keep doing it, man. Like, I'm blessed to be here. Like,
Man,
I'm truly
thankful
blessed.
for you, bro. It's been beautiful, bro. I love to hear people's stories, and to see good people that have done good things and hard work and benefit from it. And, man, all hope to your success in the future. I ain't got to tell you to keep working hard, because you're already working, bro.
I appreciate it.
But have safe travels. You know, when you touch down, we got your number now. Just holler at you. We chop it up.
Yeah, man.
Just, and do our whole thing. But, yeah, man, keep doing your thing, bro. Keep growing. When that company explodes, let me know. If there's anything I can help you with, just reach out.
Yeah, man, and I appreciate it, man. Anytime y'all want something, if we want to do a part 2, man, holler at me. When I get back from overseas and the
Hey,
summer's
look, you gonna have some filming stuff you want to?
Man,
just hit me up. We good.
Yeah, shoot, man. I can give you I'll talk to the G League tomorrow, and if I can push something to you tomorrow to say, hey, this is what my guy's doing right now. We're about to push this podcast, man. Like, I'm all for that. I'm all about growing. If you can make it to the G League on podcast talking to athletes, that's a win.
Yeah,
that's
facts.
networking.
Yeah.
You never know. They might be saying, hey, yo, we need you, Tony. We need you to come up to Detroit. The Motor City wants to go do a podcast with this athlete.
Yeah.
That's something that's a place that hasn't been tapped yet.
Facts.
I don't see podcasts working with G League players.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
You better cut that one out so you cut that for yourself. Yeah, for sure. But that's smart, though, because this is how life works, man. Like, an idea comes, execute it.
Yeah.
Go try it. Like, all I can tell you is or
Facts.
it was not what we thought. And still, you tried it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's kind of a good thing. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
see what's
yeah,
up with
yeah.
that.
Hey, we might have to
Needed
network
them,
on that together.
Man, well, I appreciate it, boss.
No problem, bro. Nice to meet you, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, we gonna lock in and get together whenever you're around town. Maybe grab something to eat. We both big
Healthy?
fellas. Yeah, we got.
Oh, well, man, we
I got a new ramen spot down in Midtown. Tamashi's. Yo, hey, look, all right,
my
bro.
spot.
All right, bro. We gonna end it right there. Tony talks you out here, Dakota. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Y'all have a good week.
Y'all have a blessed night, man.
Yeah,
Y'all be
see ya.
safe.